Positivism, well, it's a philosophical theory that asserts that only scientific knowledge derived from empirical evidence is of real value. This approach emphasizes observable, objective facts and often employs quantitative methods to understand phenomena.
Research paradigm positivism. This paradigm hinges on the belief that reality is stable and can be observed and described from an objective viewpoint without interfering with the phenomena being studied. Research approach. Quantitative. In this approach, researchers primarily use numerical data and statistical analysis to draw conclusions. It's all about, measuring variables and testing hypotheses to identify patterns and relationships. Research method, survey, experiment, correlational, and so on. These methods are commonly employed in quantitative research. Surveys gather data from a large number of respondents. Experiments test causal relationships under controlled conditions. And correlational studies explore the relationships between variables. This is based on the thoughts of French philosopher Auguste Comte. Its main function is to explain social reality. It emphasizes observation and reasons as means of understanding human behaviours. According to Comte, true knowledge is based on experience of the senses and can be obtained by observation or experiment. Positive thinkers adopt his scientific method as a means of knowledge. It's based on scientific assumptions like empiricism, parsimony, determinism, and generality. Positivists usually adopt a deductive approach, concentrating on facts. Positivism systematizes the knowledge generation process with the help of quantification and statistical analysis. It regards human behavior as passive, controlled, and determined by the external environment. It was criticized due to lack of regard for the subjective states of individuals. Here, the role of the researcher is data collection and interpretation in an objective way. It uses methods such as selection of sample, measurement, analysis, and reaching conclusions about hypotheses. There are no provisions for human interests within the study. For example, to study the effect of intelligence on the academic performance of students, or to study the attitude of discussion group students towards online learning. Non-positivism. Non-positivism emphasizes that social reality is viewed as and interpreted by the individuals themselves according to the ideological positions they possess. It advocates that knowledge is personally experienced rather than acquired from outside. It emphasizes human interaction with phenomena in their daily lives. It uses research techniques like personal interviews, participant observation, and focused group discussions. Qualitative researches such as phenomenology and ethnography come under this approach. Post-positivism. This was not a mere revision of positivism, but a complete rejection of the core values of positivism. Post-positivism points out that scientific reasoning is quite similar to our common sense reasoning. This denotes that our individual understanding of day-to-day life is similar to the understanding of the scientist. Post-positivism is a philosophy that rejects positivism and presents new assumptions in order to unravel the truth. This is why post-positivists are considered as critical realists, who are critical of the reality that they study. Since they are critical of reality, post-positivists do not rely on a single method of scientific inquiry. These can only be avoided if a number of methods are used. This is referred to as triangulation. Post-positivism also assumes that the scientists are never objective and are biased due to their cultural beliefs. Post-positivists believe that this is impossible as there are errors in all scientific methods. Post-positivism highlights that there are biases in scientists as well. What is the difference between positivism and post-positivism? Definitions of positivism and post-positivism. Positivism is a philosophical stance that highlights the importance of objectivity and the necessity to study observable components. Post-positivism is a philosophy that rejects positivism and presents new assumptions in order to unravel the truth. Core idea. Empiricism, which included observation and measurement, was the core of positivism. Post-positivism pointed out that this core idea was faulty. Realists and critical realists. Positivists are realists, post-positivists are critical realists. Aim of science. Positivists believe that science aims to unravel the truth. However, post-positivists believe that this is impossible, as there are errors in all scientific methods.